Legacy heroes. Characters that stand the test of time and have proven themselves as capable, strong, and resilient figures with an inspiring story have been attached to many franchises, fandoms, and stories for decades now. One legacy hero that has long stood as a pillar of the DC universe has yet to, as many would claim, be properly adapted into mainstream media. That character is Hal Jordan, DC Comics' most prominent Green Lantern. In this video, I want to address what some would consider to be a risky choice for the premiere episode of the new Lantern show on HBO. This video will quickly dive into spoilers for episode 1. There are a couple things I want to speculate about the show's episode and its treatment of Hal Jordan as a character. One is the decision to portray an older Hal as somewhat washed up and bitter. And two is the decision to end episode 1 with a dead Hal in the snow with a bullet in his head. This first episode starts with a flashback and makes a distinction, it would seem, between the confident, straightforward Hal Jordan of 1996 as a legend in the making and the older version of Hal we as the audience spend the majority of time with in the 2016 timeline, which seems to be when the majority of the show takes place. What we know so far at this point in the 2016 timeline is that John Stewart is being trained by Hal, whether it's to replace him or simply to fill in for him as someone capable of wielding the ring, we are unsure of at the moment. It doesn't take long for the audience to understand that John and Hal don't get along well. Sure, there are major differences between the two, but it seems that much of their conflict stems from Hal's carelessness, ambiguity, and arrogance as a teacher. In their first meeting this episode, we're told that Hal has shown up late for their training and essentially ditched John for the past 2 weeks. John is frustrated that he hasn't learned much about using the ring since his training began around 2 months ago. Hal then proceeds to jump out of a moving car while leaving his ring on the dashboard for John to use as a means to save himself at the last minute. All this to put John through one of his so-called teaching moments. One has to question if Hal is being somewhat reckless in his training, and if he has become careless in his efforts to effectively train John. To further emphasize the point that this is a more deconstructed version of Hal as a character, we are treated to a digital backup version of a younger Hal from the ring that portrays him as kinder and a more vibrant echo of the person he used to be. It doesn't take John long to notice this as well. The sheriff in town, who has known Hal for some time, later mentions in the episode to John how she perceives him as not actually caring about anyone and lonely. It is worth noting as well that a scene in the episode with civilians surrounding Hal for an autograph indicates the general perception of him from the public as still being positive. As mentioned before, the episode ends with a haunting scene of John Stewart finding Hal Jordan dead and frozen in the snow. What are we to make of this adaptation of Hal Jordan in the show so far? We've seen Hollywood actively deconstruct legacy heroes before, like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Indiana Jones. Will this be another case of it happening again with Hal Jordan before we even get a chance to enjoy him as a hero? I hope that this isn't the case, and that the rest of the show makes this bold and risky choice worth it. The mystery the show set up is essentially who killed Hal Jordan and why. I find the premise set up intriguing and worth sticking around for answers. The writers of the show have mentioned how the theme of the story centers around replacement and what it looks like for someone else to get behind the wheel. I believe there is a lot of potential for the show to showcase this successfully with these characters. I look forward to seeing if these decisions for the portrayal of Hal Jordan's character are justified as the show explores themes of replacement and legacy. Kyle Chandler really shines in this role, and I hope we get to see more of the famous Green Lantern who overcomes fear through willpower. These are just some of my thoughts going into the rest of the season. Let me know what you guys think about the show's portrayal of Hal Jordan so far, and what you hope to see for the rest of the show. Thank you guys for watching. Till next time, fellow DC fans.